like to introduce you to Steve Cochran. Steve is dedicated in helping someone just like you grow your business. As a director with over $100 million in P&L responsibilities, Steve understands the principles and secrets of business growth. Here's Steve Cochran.
Well, thank you. It's a great opportunity to talk to you. I would like for you to grow your business and have intent and to get results. And I just learned a principle that I want to share because I think this is going to make a big difference, and it's so basic. There's this time of the year, at the beginning of the year, everybody's setting New Year's resolutions, everybody's doing their strategic planning, and they're setting goals. And goals come in two varieties. There's leading goals and there's lagging goals. And I want to give a principle on this just a little bit and talk about this just for a second. If I use the example of weight and weight gain, if I have set a lagging goal, then I set a principle that says I'm going to weigh so much, X amount, by a certain date. So when I step on that scale on that date, and I look down, I say, oh my gosh, look at that weight. What I'm actually doing is all the things that have come before, all the calories that I've eaten, the health that I've had, the medicines that I've taken, the rest that I've had, and all the exercise that I've done has led me to this fine physique that I have today, or not so fine physique, however you want to look at it. So that's a lagging goal. It's the end result. So you're setting the end out there. A leading goal is very different. If we're using the same idea, a leading goal would be one that would set how much exercise you do in a day, how much rest you get, how many calories you consume, how many points you have in your Weight Watchers program, whatever the system is you're going to have and however you're breaking it down, you do that on a shorter time span. You look and see, did I achieve those things? You write them down. Did I achieve them? If I achieved them and I step on the scale, am I getting the results that I want? If I'm not, then I have to take my leading goals and make adjustments. Now, this sounds like a perfectly simple idea, but this is something that nobody does. I've been in corporate life for years. And what goals do you get? We're going to have sales at X number of dollars. We're going to have delivery at 99.5%. We're going to have inventory turns at 15 inventory turns a year. And yet, how do we get from point A to point B? Every time when you look at a graph and you sit down and you say, okay, this is time, and here's our start, and here's our year end, and you want this sales. We'll say sales, for instance, and you want sales to increase. And here's your end goal for sales, and here's your current starting point. You know that you're going to be doing some of this. And if you are trying to promote sales and all you've got is that end goal, then you just flounder around and you hope that something happens towards the end of the year to get you up there. You're not sure what it is because you really haven't set it out. Now, on the other hand, if you take and set leading goals and you talk about the number of contacts or the number of leads that you're going to have or the number of promotions that you're going to have or the number of people that you're going to contact, then all of a sudden what you're saying is, okay, for this month, maybe this is January, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually contact at this level. And I expect this number, X number of leads, which results in a higher sales. And I'm going to check my sales at the end of January to see, where does this number of leads get me? Where does this number of contacts get me? Now, if you're not getting what you expect, then you either need to increase the number of leads or increase the number of contacts, or you need to look at some other leading goal that will help you to achieve the results out here that you're looking for. It's a lazy type of management that just sets an end goal and doesn't give you any path or doesn't help you to create any path to get there. So when you're setting goals this year, I want you to look at this. I want to give a couple of examples. One in particular that I just became acquainted with that I think is exceptional. There's a group called RIM, Reading in Motion. They're located in Chicago, Illinois, or at least they started in Chicago, Illinois. I don't know if they've spread since there. And one of my fellow coaches has worked with them, and their goal is to help people from the time they're in preschool to the time they get to third grade in inner city, low income areas, to be able to be reading at grade level. If you can read at grade level when you're in the third grade, then you have a great opportunity then to have a good scholastic career. Things will come quicker to you, you'll be able to understand things better, you'll enjoy school more. One of the things they did before all of the RIM program started, if you go out on their website, this is public knowledge, before the RIM started, they looked at the baseline, it was about 30%. 30% were reading at or above grade level. 70% then was below. That's a horrible statistic, and these guys took this to heart. And they said, okay, using motion and using song and using cards and repetitive, and you go on their site, you talk to them, they'll tell you the process. I'm not here to tell you the process, but what I'm going to tell you is that instead of saying, okay, we want them to read at third grade level, instead what they did was they started looking at how they could improve their process and what they could do to make a change. And that got them up to about a 70% reading level at grade level. Well, I know they just tried a project where they took 2 factors this last year, and by recording every day on a calendar, if they achieve those 2 factors, would that increase from 70 to 80 to 85 to 90%? I know over the course of the year, over the course of 2011, they went from a 70, just below 70%, to right around a 90% reading level at grade level. Huge results, significant results. These same things can happen in your company with sales. They can happen with productivity out on the plant floor. They can happen in any area of your business that's significant. You're going to set a goal. Well, if you're going to set a goal, let's set a leading set of goals to go with it so that you can actually achieve results. You can have the kind of results if you set goals with intent that these people with this RIM program have done. Another example, the Aaron's Company, who I used to work for. We had a value stream that was OEM parts. We were sending original equipment manufactured parts. And we had a sales level, and we decided we wanted to increase that sales level. Well, rather than just setting a goal, which we did set a goal, we said at the end of the year we want to be at this level, but we also set goals in between. We hired resources, we hired a salesperson, we did marketing, we did product development, we looked at how we could reduce costs, which really didn't increase our sales as much as it did improve our profits, and we did other things that improved our overall processes. But by having a salesperson, by defining a sales process, by doing this project to increase sales, over the course of time, we made significant sales. Not double, maybe 70% increase in sales over a 3-year period. Now, how would you like to have a 70% increase in sales over a 3-year period for your company? It'd be significant. Be significant. So a basic secret, basic principle. You're going to set lagging goals. I understand that. You got to do that. So at the end of the year, you're going to have a goal for sales. You're going to have a goal for whatever's significant in your business. But then break it down and start setting lagging goals, and then document them, review them, and follow through on them. And you got to keep at it, because there's always the next best, greatest thing. But if this is significant, set those leading goals and then live by them, and keep track and see if that doesn't make a huge impact in your sales or your inventory turns or your productivity or whatever's significant to you. So this is Steve Cochran coaching you to live your business with intent, and to give some thought today on leading goals and lagging goals and making a significant difference in your business.